welcome to another episode of Beer for Breakfast ABV. I am Danielle from Marty and Danielle in the Morning on 91X. Normally, I would have my beer drinking partner in crime with me, Brewmaster Paul Segura, but he is on a very much deserved vacation. So I have his stand-in, Jeff Lozano, ambassador from Ballast Brewing. What's up, dude?
Hola, amigos. I'm giddy. I'm honored to be on this. I have big shoes to fill.
We're stoked to have you, and we are kicking off a series for BeerX. Leading up to BeerX in August, every week we will have a brewery that will be at BeerX. Of course, our friends at Ballast Point are going to be there, but we're extra excited to welcome Latchkey Brewing to BeerX and welcome Matt, one of the owners, founders. What's up, dude?
How's it going? Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Here. Ooh, I was saving it.
That is the sound of happiness.
We're kicking things off with the Dreamer, the West Coast IPA. This has quickly turned into one of my favorite beers from Latchkey. It's a 7% ABV West Coast IPA. Tell us all about this, Matt.
Well, that can of sunshine is packed with all the good hops. Generally on that beer, it's triple dry hopped with a Simcoe Mosaic, Strata, and I know I'm forgetting one. Yes.
All the good ones. You guys went wild on this one.
Yep. So yeah, Strata, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Citra.
Oh, this is what I want. This is exactly what this should be. It's as advertised. Ooh, Look, Anthony Beach, your head brewer, has a desire to stand alone in a sea of hop heads. He stands alone as a hop head, and this beer is showcasing, especially with Strata. You guys really like your Strata over there.
We went deep on the contract this year. We're loving it. And yes, Anthony is not afraid of hops.
Dude, this is so good. This is exactly the perfect San Diego West Coast IPA. This is the IPA that I want to be drinking when I'm standing at Belmont Park watching Pepper play at BeerX on August 7th. This is what I'm talking about, Matt. Well done. Nice. Cheers to Anthony, your head brewer.
Yeah, cheers, Anthony. So yeah, that beer is, it's one of our flagship beers. It just went on shelves back in, I want to say exactly a year ago. About 1 year ago, we got this thing on shelves in stores. In the middle of COVID, we decided that this one was going to be one of our first cans released, and it's been going gangbusters. People are loving it.
I could see why, dude.
Thank you.
I could taste why.
Now, does it taste like the can looks?
It does. It's very pleasant, and it makes me want to go to wherever Paul Segura is right now. It
exactly.
Took me there.
I was going to say, if it only had a theme song by Paul Segura.
You know what? I'll put in a call. I'd be like, dude, we gave you the day off, but now we need a theme song for the Dreamer from Los Tortugas. That'd be great.
Exactly. And we're looking forward to having this one at BeerX.
Yeah, I'm really excited that the West Coast IPA is very much a West Coast IPA. And as you know, as the trends of beer just continue to evolve in this town and people go heavier, they go dankier, they go bolder. This beer is crisp. It's true to the roots. It's a West Coast IPA. I'm getting that. I like what you guys are doing with the hop medley and the Strata, really those strawberry notes that are coming. It just makes it so refreshing. It's medium bodied, so I'm getting like that nice crisp bite at the end that makes me just want to come back for more,
Exactly. It's a nice hop salad in there.
I will say we were at Latchkey a couple weeks ago, and something that's come up about Strata particularly is that it has strawberry notes. Now, I do not have the strongest palate. I a lot of times don't get those types of notes. However, I had some very fresh The Dreamer, and I actually got those strawberry notes off the Strata, and I was like, this is what they're talking about. It was very exciting, so thank you.
Yeah,
that is exciting.
I also pick up pineapple from Strata too. I might just be nuts, but
no, that you are.
Well, you knew that a long time ago, Jeff.
No, those tropical notes to me a lot of times are overwhelming, and I like my beer to be a little bit less on just the full juicy side. Especially if I'm going to go watch Pepper and I want to throw a few of these back. I don't want it to just be like I'm drinking Welch's. And this one, you've been able to really get those fruity components and those fruity esters to really play along really nice with those hop oils and stuff. And I think that it's, like I said, it's a perfect West Coast style IPA. And that's what I like to drink.
Yeah. It's, Anthony's very particular about his style in making this beer, and a lot of our beers that he makes. He, spends a lot of time in the whirlpool, and generally either double or triple dry hops everything. Not necessarily always more hops, but over multiple days.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wild man.
Who makes delicious beer. Before we get into our second beer, the Ziggy Stratadust, can you tell us, just give us an update on the last year? So last time we talked to you, we were literally like 3 weeks into the pandemic, and we're like, this isn't gonna last that long. Like, we're gonna get there. Like, it'll be okay. And as a smaller brewery in San Diego, first of all, commending you guys for the pivot to the cans. The cans are absolutely beautiful, but how was that as a small business and coming out the other end?
It was tough. I mean, we literally came out the other end. But no, it was daunting going into it. A big part of it too is it kind of forced our hand. We've been wanting a can for a long time, and it's been a matter of prioritization. Are we going to be pushing, harder into the tap room? And we did that for a long time. We got to the point of profitability in the tap room, just before going into COVID. And we're like, okay, cool. Push. We'll get to cans later. And then COVID hit. And we're like, well, I wish we would have gotten to cans. So we did that. We made the pivot. We had planned to continue doing it, but now it's clear that, retail is a whole other space. And, once you start to get traction, it's expensive, it's time consuming, it's competitive. But once you get there, you realize, like, as soon as you get your foot off the gas, it's going to go away. So it's something that we've now committed to. We're going to be doing, more canning. We're working on our canning strategy, just our overall production strategy right now. 21 and 22, really focusing more on, are we going to be doing, more staple beers for this and more one-off beers for that? And, what goes into kegs? It's all in the planning phases right now. But we're excited about it.
And shout out to the artists of your cans. You guys actually have some really rad cans. You didn't just throw beer in cans and put your name on it. Like, whoever's doing your art is doing some cool stuff. Yeah, we got to give a big shout out to Brittany over at Craft Graphics. She's designed for a number of breweries in San Diego, throughout Southern California. She just does some kick-ass work, and she's always been there for us.
Yeah,
well, speaking of kick-ass work in cans, this can is Ziggy Stratadust, the second beer that we're having. This double IPA, 8.5% ABV. Before we get into this beer, I do want to say, I realize that we are having 2 West Coast IPAs on Beer for Breakfast ABV today, but I don't want to pigeonhole Latchkey as a West Coast IPA brewery, because I will say that you guys have probably one of the better eclectic beer menus that I've seen. I mean, you have a sour, you have a porter, you have a stout, you have a doppelbock, you have a lager, you have every style possible. So I just would like to put that disclaimer out there that Latchkey is not just a West Coast IPA brewery.
Thank you for saying that. I was a little worried when we went out with 2 West Coast IPAs, let alone 2 IPAs in general. We are definitely not just the IPA house. That's something that's been very important from us from the beginning, like you said. Even Belgians in there. There's a lot more that we want to be doing too, but it's all about managing yeast and what you have and how many of each one you're going to be doing at each time. So when it makes sense, we do it. And our board's a little lean right now because we went so much into off-premise. production, but we've still got 11 beers on draft right now.
That's something to snub your nose at.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, dude. And the fact that all of what you guys produce is really good, on point, and exactly what you intended it to be. Every time I talk to you guys, every time I talk to Anthony, and we're talking about one of your new beers, whether it fits a category or not, it's exactly what you wanted it to be. And that's like a testament to your little internal QC program, that you don't let anything hit the tap without it being exactly what you wanted it to be, right?
Oh, yeah. We've had, cooling issues before, and unfortunately had to make some hard decisions. It goes down the drain if it's not where we wanted it to be.
Well, I'm definitely glad this did not go down the drain, because the Ziggy Stratadust is so good. So single hop series, the nose off of it is absolutely delicious. And I will also say at 8.5%, this is a sniper. This is going to catch up because it doesn't drink like 8.5.
No, it drinks like a 7.
Yeah, it's what we call in this industry dangerous.
Yeah, the creeper.
Yeah, that name was taken, right? Or else it would have been called the creeper.
Exactly.
No, it's good. I mean, it's bold, but it's not too bold. And a lot of times when you're dealing with something that's so high octane, the sweetness is not measured, and it's a little bit overwhelming, or I'm chewing on something. Again, I know that we're going back-to-back West Coast, back-to-back IPAs, but this is exactly what I want in this particular style. Something that's quaffable, but it's still crisp. And at 8.5, going down like a 7%er, it's very much a beer that you can drink at a concert.
Yep.
You don't typically reach for a double IPA when you're standing in the scorching heat in a mosh pit or doing whatever. This is something that you could definitely enjoy. It's refreshing.
Exactly. But it's also, when you're standing in an hour-long line for a beer, you might want one.
True that. Fingers crossed that's not going to be the case at BeerX, because we will have 10 different breweries at BeerX, and this kicks off our series of the BeerX breweries. And if this is the kickoff, I cannot wait to see what everybody is going to bring on August 7th at Belmont Park for BeerX. If you got your tickets, we are stoked for you to be there, and we can't wait for you to try all these amazing beers. And if you didn't get your tickets, we told you. We warned you that this was going to happen, because this is going to be a party at Mission Beach, Belmont Park, BeerX on August 7th with our friends Pepper. Thank you to Ballast Point, obviously, for being a sponsor, as well as Latchkey. We cannot wait to drink your guys' beers at BeerX. Before we leave, Jeff, would you like to leave anything with Matt or any of the peoples out there in 91X land?
Oh, yeah. And when I heard that Latchkey was going to be on the first installment of this BeerX series, I was stoked. Not only are they really good friends of mine at this point, but Latchkey, I think one of the things that I always turn back to or look back at when I'm thinking about your brewery, Matt, is that beer aside, you guys are making world-class beer. Anthony is a magician, but your spot, your tasting room, there's something seeping out of those walls. Every time I walk in there, it really is like this vibrant energy. And I even said it when you guys were on my podcast. There's something about what you guys have created over there as far as an ambiance that really makes me not just, I go for the beer, I stay for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
No, for sure. And Jeff, I don't know if you remember this or realize this, but the first place that you and I met was at Latchkey. I was behind the bar and you were sitting there having a beer, and I think Teresa was like, "Oh, this is Jeff from Ballast Point." And I was like, "Oh, cool, nice to meet you." And then I start seeing you on commercials for the Padre games. And
I'm sorry about that. No, it was. And I do remember that day, and I had no idea. I had no idea who you were. I knew your voice. That's about it. And when I started going in there and seeing people, here's what I say all the time. You can judge a brewery by its tasting room. If the brewers in town are going to that spot to drink, there's something to be said about that spot. And every time I go to Latchkey, I see someone from the industry. I see someone that loves craft beer. They're in your tasting room, and I always see a familiar face. And it's nice. It's fun that I meet up with friends. But it says a lot about your establishment that's where the pros, that's where the beer geeks, that's where people that really appreciate good craft beer go to drink.
It's
kind of like the San Diego craft beer drinkers little secret, but we should get that secret out to more people because the beer is amazing and you should be drinking beer at Latchkey Brewing.
Yeah. And like I said, Anthony is literally, I think he has one of the most beautiful minds in town when it comes to craft beer. And you, Gerald, and Anthony have really formed this awesome little trifecta of just good ideas are bouncing off each other. I've seen you guys in real time having the conversations over a couple of Yeah Dogs, and it's just from the names of your beers to the crazy artwork that you agree to be on your brand. You guys are just having fun, and I can't say it enough. I love breweries that are having fun.
Exactly. Well, thank you very much. And that's something we work hard at. We really, we want it to be a fun place. That is our brand. Our whole thing is, we always say we don't take ourselves seriously at all, but we take our craft incredibly seriously. And if we can balance those two, I think we're doing exactly what we set out to do.
That is so awesome. Matt from Latchkey Brewing, thank you so much for joining Jeff and I for Beer for Breakfast ABV this week. Also want to put a little disclaimer out there that when you go to Latchkey Brewing, don't get intimidated by the parking. If you don't see a parking spot right in front of Latchkey, just go through that light and park on that same side of the street. That entire street is available for parking. So don't get intimidated by where Latchkey Brewing is located and the parking.
Always. All right. Yeah.
All right. You know what time it is, Danielle?
Is it Yeah Dog time?
Yeah
Hold
Dog.
on.
Oh, right. I'm doing Ziggy, baby, all day. Oh, Yeah Dog is on the label. The homage to the Yeah Dog. You're the best brewery in town.
Well, hold on. Before we Yeah Dog, hold on. Make sure that you join us Friday morning for Beer for Breakfast on the radio. Jeff is going to be joining myself and Marty on Friday morning at 9:05 Pacific Standard Time, 91X, 91.1 FM on your radio. You can download the app for free in the App Store, or you can stream us from 91x.com. And with that, cheers to independently owned craft beer and radio in San Diego. Yeah, dog.
Cheers.